Hello, I'm Jerry Rigged, and this is the Duskers Daily Challenge for February 18th, 2017. And I was 10th in a sea of 590. Unfortunately, it was a very simple ship yesterday, overall. And Lodestar 8-1, a Squeaky Penguin, Burning Ass Taco, JM Barn, Kensk, Marvin, Copper, Machine God, Todd Fun, and myself filled out the top 10. And probably quite a few of the other 24 players, or the other 14 players, 24 total, probably got the same score. Although I did see that three got 0 yesterday, so with Swarm involved, that's always going to happen, always a risk. And unfortunately, it happens, even to me. Today, we have Censor and Decontaminate. Could be an interesting possibility, or potential, depending on what happens. Unknown infestations on a Government B, which means I want to drop down that Censor right away. Okay, Survey's kind of helpful. I'm going to go ahead and drop a Censor in here. I need to remember to start doing that. With unknown infestations, there's no simple way to know when I've verified there isn't slime until I finish the ship. There are no other airlocks either. Okay, that is a very bad thing. Doesn't sound like Swarm, though. Well, I guess I'll know if there's slime the moment that it... Alright, that's unfortunate. That's more unfortunate. I'm going to burn an extra sensor there just so I can make sure that it is out of the room. I don't think I really have any way... This should be clear. There's no reason there would be two things in there, and I seriously doubt there would be a vent. Now, I fully expect... I don't think this is going to work as well as I'd hoped. Did that really work? If it did, that'd be very surprising. Unfortunately, with sensor on a ship like this, all I can do is play the waiting game. Excellent. There is every possibility there are 3 things in that room. Because when I started, D4 was open. So if there was anything moving around between 4 and 9, there could have been an enemy in both 4 and 9. And both of them could have ended up in 4. Of course, both of them could have ended up in 9 as well. 7 minutes, 5, 8, and 4. Well, that's very unfortunate. Time is currently 6 minutes in. Door 6 is being attacked. Unfortunately, that's very bad for me. Because that means there are at least 3 infestation types. And it is still attacking that door. This could end things very abruptly. Normally they stop. There we go. Okay. Normally they stop with a little bit more time to spare. I'm actually gonna do... I'm gonna do this first. Because I want to be absolutely sure there is nothing in that room. If I'm going to be taking this risk. Because I know I've loaded at least 2 things into R8. And I fully expect I've loaded 3 things now with the swarm that spawned. That also means the generator must be in R9. And if there was anything in 4 or 9 to begin with, then there is something in 9. I think this room must be clear. I do hear a swarm. I'm just gonna put Ryan back on the ship. No reason to keep him out. The tow's not gonna come in handy at all, I don't think. No, that must have been an R5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. Given the amount of time I've been on the ship, it sounds like there isn't a... It sounds like there's not a, what's the word I'm looking for? It sounds like I'm not going to have to deal with slime. But there's really not much I can do with R9 either. I can check in it, and if there is a terminal, I can use that terminal, but I'm not going to be able to safely move things in or out of R8 or R5. And without taking an extremely long... Oh, speaking of which, time. Still have 3 minutes. 8, 5, and 4 were the targets. Okay, that's been long enough. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm hoping. Okay, I have fuel, I have a generator, I do have... If I've got ship scan, that can give me something to go for, but it seems like it'll be a bad idea. And remember, I have less than 2 minutes left. Shh. Well, okay. No fuel. I had the ship scan. Couldn't do anything with that. At least I know there's nothing in R6. That means that there's another generator in R7. And the, Okay, what kind of time are we dealing with? I've got... Maybe it's got 2 minutes now. 7 minutes when I was... Okay. As far as things... Well, that's unfortunate. As far as things that I can do... There's really nothing. Okay, 1 minute now. 5, 8, and 4. 8 and 4 have a phenomenal chance of getting hit. But... That's unfortunate. But if they don't breach... If they get hit but they don't breach, I can decontaminate after the slime... Or after the swarm and sentry die. Which would be fantastic. And I can decontaminate R9 if I need to. I have 3 decontaminate uses right now. Should be... There we go. Okay, well that's... 4 didn't breach, but 8 did. And with it went the sentry and... Wow. With it went the sentry and... Any hope of getting a little bit of extra scrap. You know, I could have let it into R4. But I didn't really expect it to survive anyway, and D6 got blown open anyway, it wouldn't have mattered. Unfortunately, that is it for the day. 4 scrap, another stunning collection day. Starting score of 520, total score of 600. If you had been able to miraculously... Well, actually, I can't say it's miraculous. The impact and results of asteroid collisions are random based on some factor for every player. So, it's entirely possible that you wouldn't have had that door blow open and could have continued on further. And if you didn't have a breach in that room, but only had a radiation leak... you could have gotten the sentry. The sentry and the swarm would have died. The Leaper would have still been alive, But you could have moved the Leaper out, and or you could have decontaminated and moved the Leaper out and gotten that scrap, which would have been extremely valuable, especially on a run like this. Fortunately, I did not take any damage, and looks like Squeaky Penguin did manage to get the sentry. Now, I don't know, there could be other factors involved. He could have gotten very lucky with radiation and managed to leverage that to his uses. And if so, congratulations. If not, if you watch my videos, I can't recall if you do, leave a comment with how you managed to pull that off. Was there a drone in room 7 which I didn't check, for instance? Other than that, Jupaka and Dargard scored with me at 600, which isn't bad, and Deno416 probably ran afoul of the Leaper. They can wait for a long time in a room sometimes, and that can lead to bad outcomes, especially on days like today where 2 of your drones have 90 hit points, which is their full hit points. Looks like Deno was able to recover the drone, or it happened to his first drone, which had the best hit points. Regardless, it's going to be another one of those days with a ship that isn't too hard, but is very difficult to get anything out of. So if you haven't done your own run yet, good luck. There's a bit of variable today with the asteroid impact, and if you can get lucky with that, you can do like Squeaky Penguin and get a pretty good score. If he also may have found a ship scan. That's possible. If you have finished your run, leave a comment with your own experiences with the asteroid and with the enemies on board. As far as I can tell, there were Sentry, Leaper, and Swarm, but it's possible that Slime could be in there too. It's a very small ship, but it could have happened. So leave your own experiences. I'd love to read those. If you enjoyed the video, do please like, and have a good day.